Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon, and this is episode 91. So a big hello and thank you to returning viewers for coming back every week, and a big hello and welcome to any new viewers. I hope you keep coming back every week. We have a knit along to draw for. So we had 14 entries in the Adopt a Blob knit along. So 2 through 15, I'm going to hit generate. Hit it. And I'm like, okay, I think it worked that time. It was number 14. I don't know why my phone seems to be running slow. So number 14, who was Linda M. Noble, and she knit a very cute blob, and she found these really cute, I don't know if you can see it, really cute big googly eyes. So awesome. Linda, please PM me with your full name and address, and I will get that out in the mail. And you won a awesome skein of 716 knit in the 716 Boss base, and it is Miss Kitty Fantastico. And then, oh, we have one more prize to draw for. I hit generate, and that was number 12. So let's go see who number 12 is. Number 12 is Scrappy Lad, who is Ross, and he created a blob, and he named it Son of a Blueberry, which I think is awesome because I love blueberry cereal. Although my husband says since I haven't had it in like years, I probably would hate it now, but we're not going to talk like that. I love the expression on his face. It's like, ah! So awesome. So, Ross, Scrappy Lad, I will let Caterpillar know that you are the winner, and you have won a set of monster stitch markers. Awesome. So then we have our November knit along, because I thought, well, we'll do something quick and easy that would make a great gift, and we are doing the Breakaway cowl by yours truly. I was out and about Monday wearing this, and it was so nice and cozy. I love it so. And it is Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Box Office base in the Perfection colorway. And I just absolutely love it. So I have the yarn and needles ready to go for one of the ones I'm going to knit. And I'm knitting it out of, making it for my mom, because I really don't know what else to make her that she would use. And because I've made her scarves, I've made her shawls, I've made her I mean, you know, I've made her lots of other stuff. So I think I'm going to make her one out of the rest of the Gritting Gargoyle signature red yarn. It was merino and silk. It's fingering weight, but I'm going to hold it double, and because she just absolutely loves that red. And I have like enough to make a cowl, and it'll be all used up. And because I was kind of sitting there and I weighed it, and there's like 80 grams. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with less than 100 grams pretty much. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think she'll like it. So that knit along runs through the end of November. I'm thinking there's only 30 days in November. I must have been absent in like first grade or whenever it was when they taught everybody like the month song, so you knew how many days. Because I never learned that. I had never heard it until my kids like learned it in school. So like I said, it's called Breakaway. So go knit you one. And the prizes have yet to be determined for the knit along, but there will be at least one prize. And it's a really quick knit. You can get it done in an evening. Maybe two. Depends how fast you knit, I guess. Okay, so I have a finished object and I'm wearing it. I finished my traveling sweater. Little dance. God, gosh, I am so excited. I did it in just under 6 weeks. I don't know, I was going to say 3 weeks. Just under 6 weeks. I really hauled butt on it, and it was an experience, and I learned a lot doing it 1.5 times. I need to take very good care of it and not let anything happen to it, because I don't ever want to knit it again. Not that I didn't enjoy knitting it, it was a lot of work. So, it is the Traveling Sweater by A. Karen Alfke. And when I blocked it, I was able to block everything out to the proper measurements except the length of the sleeves. Now the sleeves, you don't knit until X amount of inches. You knit following a pattern. The decreases are spaced out so far, and you just follow a pattern. So there's no measuring the sleeve as you go, which I like. But when I went to block it, I ended up blocking the sleeves. It ended up being 3 inches longer than the schematic of the pattern. But it ended up working nice, because when I shake them out, like, it comes down, just covers like the knuckles here of my hand. And I like that. Like, I could fold them up if I really wanted to or needed to, and they still are long enough to come down and meet the base of my hand. But I really like them long. I really think the length of the sleeves ended up perfect. Like, it was like a happy accident. So, okay, I'll take it off so I can show you. Shake it out. So, the seaming made me nervous, and it took me like a day and a half of nothing but seaming to get it right, because I had to keep taking the seam out. So first I went and you attached the sleeves to the body piece, because there's 3 pieces. So on the designer's blog, she shows a version where she seamed one of her sweaters with white yarn, and you just crochet seam it together, which I can do that. Awesome. And then she put it on, and she's modeling it so you can see the white seam. Well, I think some people must have thought that's how you seam it, with the seam on the outside, because in some of the finished projects, you can see the seams. But after looking at hers, the seams were not visible in the final one on the pattern page. So I did the seaming late at night, Monday, and I don't know, like, I noticed like the seam kind of seemed to like pucker, like it was kind of ripply. But I'm like, okay, well, you know, maybe once you put it on, it stretches it. And I was exhausted, and I went to bed. So I got up yesterday morning, and I started on the sleeves. Now, the sleeves, when you would turn it inside out, like, I had some serious, like, rolling going on the seam. Like, it was, like, looked like a big hilly road, right? So I'm like, there's no way. I must have gone and crocheted too many stitches. So I kind of did every other one, and then it laid perfectly smooth. I had a nice straight seam, but of course I did the first one the wrong way and the second one the right way. So then I had to rip out the first one, redo it, and then I went back and I ripped out the seam that connected the sleeves and the body and redid it as well. So I'm like, you know, I have not come this far to screw it up in the finishing. Like, I was not going to settle. So then it came time for the seam down the back. Now the seam down the back is supposed to be on the outside, showing. Okay, should be able to see it. So it goes all the way down to the bottom. And you have to provisionally cast on all the pieces. Well, I don't know what I did, but my, provisional cast on, when I went to pull the string for the scrap yarn to pop out, it only would come out of every other stitch. So every other stitch I have a little crochet hook pulling it out, and then I could pull the next stitch with just the yarn, and I don't know what went wrong there, because I did it exactly the way you're supposed to, so who knows. But then I had to keep ripping out the seam because I couldn't get the ribbing to match up. And it would be really obvious if the ribbing didn't match up, because it has to. So it took me all of yesterday to do the seam. Like, I was getting it done, like, I think by the time I had all the seaming done, all the ends woven in. It was like almost 9:45 at night, and I started on all of it at like 8:30 in the morning. Now, I took breaks for lunch and dinner, and I had to help the kids with the homework and, you know, stuff like that. But overall, any free minute I had, I was trying to work on it because I wanted it done. I wanted to wear it. I wanted it done for today. So it is off the needles, and I love it. I so love it so much. I'm glad I ripped it out. I'm glad I casted it back on, and I'm glad I really just plugged away at it and finished it up because it fits so nice. I know some people said they had, said the sleeves were tight for them, and I just think maybe they didn't block it enough because I definitely got a little extra wiggle under the arms, and my sleeves are plenty roomy enough. I had no problem whatsoever, and it's long. It's just below my tush, and it's so cozy. And the yarn is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Woo Boo base, so it is merino and bamboo, and it is in the Ravenscroft colorway, so it is gray with washes of green in it. And you can definitely, I didn't alternate skeins because I knew it would be a nightmare to do it with all the ribbing, especially with all the picking up of stitches and seaming, and I just let it is what it is, and you can definitely tell where different skeins are, and I don't really care because I love it regardless. It gives it character. But it fits so nice, and I'm like, everybody should knit one of these. Everybody. So if you've been thinking about it, I know it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. I think this, so far, is my favorite thing that I have ever knit. Ever. And like I said, I'm just so glad that I frogged half. The first one I had gotten halfway through and then frogged it and then re-knit it in the smaller size because it fits great. The other one would have been way too big. So, and then I kind of pull the collar up and I kind of scrunch it a little, because if not, the collar is kind of wide. So you can see it definitely hangs like off the shoulders. And if you like it that way, that's fine, but I kind of like it up a little higher. And then, you know, you can kind of use it like as a hood. So it's a very versatile piece, and I'm so glad I made it in a gray. I almost wish I would have just done a gray and not gray with green in it, but I'll still wear it with anything. It really doesn't matter to me because it's my favorite. Okay, so that is the only FO that I have this week that I can show you, and works in progress. So since November for me is Christmas knitting month, I want to try to get as much done as I can because there's the Advent Scarf knit along coming up, and so I started a Hitchhiker. The pattern is by Martina Bem. And then I put a stitch marker every 10 of the little teeth to make it easier to count. So I started this, probably last Wednesday evening, and I already have 39 teeth. And I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, I still have a ton of yarn. So this is Into the World, the Ulundi base in the bird girl colorway. So you can see there's deep blues. There's almost like a bluish, midnight, purpley kind of color, and then a bold blue and a teal and an aqua, like a sagey olive and a dark olive. And it is gorgeous. I love it so much. It's a shame it's a gift. Not really, because the person that it's going to, I know will appreciate it, so it makes it all worth it. But I'm like, I only have 3 more teeth to go, and I have a ton of yarn left. Like, I don't know how that happened. Because I used the same base, just a different color, to knit mine last fall, and I had like maybe enough for a hexapuff when it was all done. Like, I had nowhere near. So I'm like, you know, the next few teeth better really suck some of this up, or I'm going to really be concerned that somehow I screwed it up. but it doesn't look like it. I mean, it looks like a normal hitchhiker. I don't know. So that should be done for next week. I'm quite excited. And then I should have mentioned in the knit-alongs, because I'm trying to get so much Christmas knitting done in November so I can work on my advent calendar scarf in December, I'm going to open a advent calendar scarf knit-along thread in the group, and it's like an unofficial thread, like it's just for fun. There you can post pics, you can chatter, and there's no prizes, there's no pressure. I just know there's other people that I guess have been inspired to knit one, because I knit one last year and the year before, but I didn't finish the first one by Christmas. But last year I did, and I'm going to do it again. Hopefully I'll finish it again, because I really, really loved the one I made last year and wore it a lot. And what else was I going to say? So yeah, like I said, knit along, just for fun. You know, just so you can post pictures, ask questions, because there is a big advent calendar scarf group every year for that year's scarf. And I know not everybody wants to maybe get involved in the big group, because it does move kind of fast, and like I said, just pictures just for fun. I am knitting the one by Kristen, I think it's like Beckman or Beckman, something like that. I know there's other ones, and I really considered maybe trying one by a different designer, but it ended up coming down to, I know what I'm getting into with that one. I like that the pattern comes out every day, so I'm not overwhelmed. You just do that day and you're done. I know what to expect. I know where the beads go. I know that the yarn that I bought will be enough. So I'm a creature of habit. Once I find something I like, I really have a hard time moving on from it, and I just stick to it. And it's kind of the OCD in me, I guess, because I'm like, no, I gotta knit the one, and then I have the other two, and I need this one in the series kind of collection type thing. So the other work in progress I have is I started a rock strata mitt by Josh Ricks, who's also known as Sword of a Knitter from the Sword of a Knitter podcast. And I don't know, it's a little, I suck with color work. I will be the first one to admit it. And you have to carry the yarn, and my mitt's a little wonky. It kind of wants to curve because I don't think I left my yarn loose enough. And it looks little. I think I'm knitting definitely tighter, I think, on it. Anyways, it's for my daughter for Christmas, and luckily she has smaller hands than me. She's a petite little thing. And so there's the first one. So she wanted red and black, and I've already knit her a hat to go with it. I knit the Turn the Square hat by Jared Flood, because it's just striped, and I love that pattern. It's a super, super quick knit, and it fits my head well, so I think, well, she's my daughter, so it should fit her head well too. The pattern's definitely interesting. It's something I definitely have to pay attention to. I find it difficult, only because I suck with color work, and I always forget to change yarns and stuff, even though it tells you to. It tells you when to change yarn, or what rows you knit with what. And it's not that it's difficult probably for anybody else, and it's well written, and I'm just struggling because it's totally out of my comfort zone. If it was lace, I could bust that lace out in no time. This is like 3 nights worth of work for me. This is my weak point for sure. But it's making me expand my comfort zone, getting me to do something that I would not have made for myself, because it's just very bold graphic, and that's, you know, just not my style. I like lacy, delicate, but I think she's going to love it. I'm going to keep plugging away at it. I haven't touched it in a couple nights, because I've was busting butt trying to get the traveling sweater arranged and seamed, and it took forever to block. I swear the Woo took forever to dry, and I know part of it is it's not warm anymore. I used to go take stuff out on the patio and block it in the sun, and a few hours would go by and it would be completely bone dry, and it's not like that now. So like I said, I'm going to keep plugging away at it. I know now to definitely try to keep my yarns a little looser along the side. I think she's going to love it. It's soft. It's Barocco Vintage in the berries and the cast iron colorways. And I'm almost done with it. I just have the top part and I have to go back for the thumb. So, like I said, well-written pattern, good if you are good with coloring, or good with coloring, with color work. It's just not my strong suit, and I'm struggling with it because I suck at it. I keep it too tight, and I'm fully aware of it. So, I think I moved my bag with the yarn in it. So I have some Yarny Goodness to show you, and I'm just going to grab it and show you. Okay, so every year I get to pick out what I want for Christmas. Like last year for my grandma, she got me a sweater quantity of Knit Picks, what was it, City Tweed DK, that I used to make a sweater, and the sweater was too big, and someday, I don't think I want to knit the same sweater, but, so this year, I picked out, luckily it worked out good, because I was told to pick out my gift, and I was given the funds for said gift, and, then someone, I think it was Ooh Fancy Pants, had posted on Plurk that Webb's had a free shipping. So you spent like $75 and you got free shipping, because Boston won the World Series, which I would have never known that if it weren't for Plurk. I don't follow sports, like, at all, except for like local stuff. And then, so I was like, oh, well, that's great. So I went and I put what I wanted in my cart at Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I put what I wanted in my cart at Webb's, because I've only ordered from Webb's once, and it wasn't enough for free shipping. I don't know if they offer free shipping normally, like if you get to a certain point or not. I was thinking like it was a lot if they did. Anyways, so I paid shipping, and it wasn't enough to like get a discount, because I didn't really realize at Webb's when you spend X amount of dollars, you get a certain percentage off. So, and it's not all of their stuff. The yarns will say if they're discountable. So it ended up being so much cheaper to buy it from Webb's, because there was free shipping and the discount. So yarn that would have costed me like $80 some at Jimmy Bean's Wool only cost $64 at Webb's. So, my Christmas present this year, there is 6 skeins of Nora, the Nora Curon, in colorway 40, so it is a worsted weight, and I got 6. Isn't it pretty? I know not everyone is a Nora lover, and this blows my mind, because it's something that maybe a year ago, if you would have told me this is what I would have ordered, I would have been like, you're full of crap. Because it is, this one's cool. It has a little bit of green, it has a slight hint of pink, which I'm like, eh. But whatever. There's like a cobalt blue, there's like an aqua, kind of a tealy blue, and a little bit of purple. Let's see. This one has some major purplage going on. And I never would have imagined I would have bought this. And then I also got, sorry you're seeing the top of my head, 4 skeins of Cascade 220, just the regular 220, not the superwash. And this was a silver gray, or, hey, since I have the tag here, silver gray, or color number, it has to be on here, right? Maybe not. Oh, right here. Color number 8401. So I'm going to knit these together. So there's the silver gray and the Nora. And I'm going to make a driftwood, which is a pullover, kind of like a Henley sweater. I was going to say Henley cardigan, but that's not right. It's a pullover. I was really inspired by Megan of Stockinette Zombies. She used the same yarn for her driftwood, but she modified it because she didn't have quite enough of the Nora. So she did smaller stripes of the Nora. But I got enough to knit the pattern as written. So that is going to be my Christmas gift. I'm so excited. So now I gotta hand it over, and it will be wrapped up, and I will not get it till the holidays. More yarn everywhere. But I was like so excited because I wanted to show you guys, that way when I actually get the yarn, and because I can't knit with it now anyways, there's no time. So when I actually get it after the holidays, I can cast on and just jump right into it, and I'm excited. And then I also got a skein of Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Perfection colorway, which is the same colorway as my cowl, but it's so funny because you can definitely see a bit of a difference on the different bases. This is merino and silk, super fine merino and silk. It's an 80-20 blend. It's 875 yards, and this is going to be a Bonnie, and I actually I've gotten permission to have this one early, and I think I'm going to try to knit the Bonnie to wear for Christmas. So I'm going to have like a blazer or something kind of over it with the Bonnie, and I think it depends if I have time. I mean, it's lace weight. We'll see. And then since I was ordering from Webs, and I did need a few things, and it was discounted because the more yarn you add, the more discount you get, and it's just awesome. And there was already free shipping, right? Like, I didn't have to pay for shipping. So I had to get another skein of Broco Vintage in the Berries colorway, which is also color number 5150, and the Cast Iron colorway, which is color number 5145, because I don't think I'm going to have enough for the Rock Strata mitts. I think I'm going to run out because I made a ladybug with it, a Lulu the ladybug. I made a hat with it. Now I'm making the fingerless mitts with it. And it's okay. If I end up not needing it, it'll be a Christmas gift for my daughter because I bought her the needles from China. And she wants to knit a the Nora striped scarf by Jared Flood with it. So she'll have a striped scarf, a striped hat, and striped fingerless mitts. And if I don't end up using it, or if I do end up having to use a little, I'll just cake it up and I won't really tell her. Because I think I'm only going to need a little bit. I'll probably tell her. But I'll probably cake it up, use what I need, and then still give it to her so she can make her scarf. Because I should still have pretty close to full skeins. So it's not going to just sit in my stash. And then I needed a navy blue. It's just called Navy. It is color number 854 from Cascade, and it is the 220 superwash. So my one son has a coat that's navy blue and like a lime green. I have the lime green in my stash. It matches perfectly, no problem. So I'm going to be making him hat and mittens, and it should be plenty enough. And then the other boy has a gray and orange coat. So I think it's just called gray, like real original navy and gray. But it is color number 816, in case if I'm wrong and you're wondering. Like I said, just basic gray. Now, I have an orange, but the orange was darker than his coat, and Webs did not have just plain orange by Cascade in the 220 superwash. So I did go to Jimmy Bean's Wool because I had a free shipping coupon and my bean bucks. So it was like getting this at a discount too. And this is just orange. And it is $8.25, and this is too light. It is very in my opinion, like tangerine-y, but there's a tangerine that's even lighter. So, I can't decide if I should go with the darker orange or the lighter orange. I kind of want to ask him what he would like better, but then it kind of gives it away. So that's all my Yarny Goodness. Like I said, between the Cascade and the Broke I bought, with it being discounted and free shipping, it was like a drop in the bucket. It was awesome. So Webb's will definitely be a place that I consider ordering from again. I've only ordered from them once previously, and it took forever. I think it took like 2 weeks for it to get here. But this order I had in like, it came in like 3 days. Well, 4 if you count Sunday. But it came super, super quick. So, I don't know. Maybe their shipping has improved, or maybe I just had a batch of yarn that, for whatever reason, took a little longer. But that's all I have this week. No magazine reviews, no tools of the trade. Just my Yarny Goodness. I can't wait to knit my driftwood. And then we are going to do the knit along for the sprig, and it's going to be January and February. So you're going to have 2 months. I don't want to like put pressure on people to get a sweater out in a month. So I could do it if I really pushed it. I don't know. I don't always like tight deadlines. So, and that is by Alana Dacos, so I'm really looking forward to that. I already got the yarn for it. Since I frogged a sweater, I'll be using recycled yarn. So, that's it for the knitting this week. So, if you leave me now, bye. And if you're sticking around, we're moving into a slice of life. So, I had a really great week this week. I lost 2.4 pounds, which now puts me at 71.2 pounds lost. So, I'm like, finally broke into that 70-pound mark, and I don't know, like for the first time I really think like, wow, that's a lot. Like before I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a lot. Now I don't know why. I mean, it has been a lot, but this is really, I guess, where it has impacted me. So, good week. I'm really on track this week. My Graze box still has not come. So it's been, well, I signed up really late on a Monday evening. So I kind of think of it as a Tuesday. I'm like, it probably didn't get processed and everything till Tuesday. But I'm like, okay, it's been 15 days and my box still isn't here. Now, my box still isn't, the boxes haven't come to the other people that have signed up the same evening as me. So it's not just my box. But they said that you probably will get your box within 10 days of signing up. And I'm a little bummed that my box isn't here yet. Hopefully tomorrow. So, I thought I would share. I was going to share last week and I forgot, but there's a couple things I wanted to share because people, I don't know, I've gotten a really good response when I share things that I eat. So I just wanted to share a few things that I found that I've come to love. So the first one is, I had talked about the Weight Watchers. They were raspberry chocolate ice cream bars that I love. Totally love those. So they were out of those at the store, so I decided to try the English Toffee Crunch. Now, the raspberry ones are 2 points each, and these ones are 3 points each, so they cost you an extra point, but they're still really good. Now, I think I like the chocolate raspberry ones just a little more, and I think that's just personal preference, but I love toffee things, and it's a great alternative to something more bad for you. So I really like these. I recommend them. My husband really likes them too, and he's the one that's all like, I want to try low fat, blah blah blah. But he's a good sport about it. He'd probably be like, oh, that's how I sound, huh? Another thing that I absolutely love that I've just discovered now, I've seen the commercials forever, but it's the Laughing Cow. And they're little wedges. I left one in here. I put the rest in the fridge. It's still really cold. It's these little wedges, right? So it's not huge. And it's kind of like cream cheese, but not quite as creamy. Like, not as thick. It's creamy. It's not as thick. I think that's a better way to describe it. Anyways, they're 35 calories a wedge. Or if you're like me and you do Weight Watchers, it's 1 point. So I use one of these and I eat 7 saltine crackers. Like I smear it on, divide it up between the 7 crackers, because 7 crackers, which is probably roughly about 80 calories, is only 2 Weight Watchers points. But if you add that 8th one, it goes up to 3 points. So for 3 points altogether, 7 saltines and one of these wedges, I eat it as a snack, and I love it. Now this is the queso, fresco, and chipotle flavored, because it's not super spicy, but it's got a little spice to it. They have all different kinds of flavors, and it's $2.50 for 8 of them. You get 8 wedges in the box. Now these are, I found them at Walmart, and they were $3.98, and you get 12. So I think that's a pretty good deal, because some of like the skinny cow bars, you only get 6 for $4. These you get 12 for $4. And I find them very satisfying, and 1 is enough for me. And then the other thing I totally gotta tell you about, because I'm so in love with this and I want to eat the whole box. Peanut butter is my favorite food. I don't think that's a huge surprise to longtime viewers by now. But they have multi-grain peanut butter Cheerios. So I eat 3/4 of a cup, which is 1 serving. So it is 110 calories for calorie counters, or it's 3 points for 3/4 of a cup. And then I use 1/3 of a cup of 2% milk, because 2% is what I like. I cannot eat skim milk in my cereal. Like I can do it in my pumpkin spice lattes, not in my cereal. So that's just personal preference. So 3/4 of a cup of cereal and 1/3 of a cup of milk, which is plenty of milk for me. I don't like to drink the milk afterwards, although I do it, because I've already counted that point. It's a 4-point breakfast, and I have a banana, which is 0 points, and that works great for me, and I love them. I'm like, I want to eat them every day. I want to eat them with every meal. They're so good. So if you like peanut butter and you want a healthier breakfast, because I had been eating the Kashi Go Lean, I just got burnt out on it. I just cannot eat it anymore. So trying to find new things, and that's been working for me. Love them so much. And I guess that's it. Like I said, I've just been trying to get back in the groove of things. I'm like, okay, October was a rough month. November's got to go better, right? And just plugging ahead, looking forward to the holidays. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, so it's this month. Although I do not want to hear about Christmas on TV. I know I was in Kohl's the other day, and they had Christmas music playing. And it's kind of funny because the lady, I was like looking at the clearance rack, and I struck out, and because it was all tank tops and shorts, pretty much. And a lady was saying to an employee that, you know, don't you think it's a little early for Christmas music or whatever? And the girl was just like, we have no control over it. November 1st, the Christmas music starts, whether we like it or not. And I'm like, yeah, it's just a little early. I'm not ready to. Poor Thanksgiving Day. It gets like overlooked, and now with Black Friday turning into Black Thursday, it's a shame. It's just so sad. I'm like, no respect is being shown to Turkey Day. So, okay, my small rant about Turkey Day over. But I'm looking forward to it, and, yeah. So, that's it for me this week. I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, and Weight Watchers. And, until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.